Hello everybody and welcome to the Avalanche-Journal's 2011 Texas Tech Women's Basketball Season Preview along with Nick Kosmider. I am David Just. Nick, coming off their best season under Christy Curry, what can you tell us about what we can expect this year?
Well, David, obviously the Lady Raiders have a lot of experience coming back. They only lost one starter from last year's team in Tina Wickett. They added a top 100 recruit in Amber Battle who could very well see time. But the key is that the nucleus of that team, which went to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2005 and had its first 20-win season under Curry, that team is back. There's a lot of experience there. Obviously, a big part of that is senior forward Kiera Mallard. And David, you saw her play the last 2 years. What can you tell us about the way that she's improved?
Yeah, you know, Kiera has always had a lot of potential and a lot of talent, and we've seen it off and on for the last 2 years. But we've never really seen her have a complete season. And I think this is actually her time now. I know that Christy was really fired up about what she's capable of. She was left off the All Big 12 preseason team, and I know that's something that really disappointed her. And I think she wants to prove that she's capable of being that sort of player for Tech. And she's really just one of a lot of experienced players on the team. I know that one of the big talking points is the 5 junior guards they have. What can you tell us about them?
Right, well, it's interesting. I talked to Monique Smalls during the preseason, and she said that those 5 junior guards who all came in together have developed almost like a sixth sense with one another. They kind of know where each other is going to be on the court at all times, and the key thing about them is they all bring something very unique to the table. You have Monique Smalls, who is a great distributor, a great defender. You have Christine Hyde is sort of just a real physical player, can get in and do all the dirty work. You have Mary Bokenkamp, who's a great three-point shooter. You have Casey Morris, who can score. And so there's just a lot of players there that can do a lot of different things for the Lady Raiders, and that's what makes that class so good. And we actually caught up with Mary Bokenkamp earlier today and talked to her a little bit about the expectations for this season.
You just want to get started again. Once anytime you lose at the end of the season, you have to initially turn the page right away and start looking towards next season, and now we're finally there. We've worked all off-season, summer, preseason, now we're finally here to start again, so this is the exciting time.
Okay. Texas Tech's season opener is this Friday night at 6 p.m. They'll be taking on New Mexico. Nick, you caught up with the team today about their expectations for the game. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, basically the team is just really excited to get going again. I mean, after these couple months of preseason practice and getting so close last year and are really going further last year than they had before, and yet losing in the first round, there's a sense that they really just want to get going and get after it again. They played New Mexico last year, opened up at the Pit, not an easy place to play. The Lady Raiders won, and it was I think, a good pace-setting win for their season last year. And we talked to Coach Curry today, and she told us a little bit about maybe what to expect from New Mexico, which features a new coach this season.
Obviously the unknown. I think that's the biggest, is not knowing. There's no film. They have a lot of new faces from a year ago, an entire new coaching staff. I mean, obviously Yvonne was on Coach Flanagan's staff for many years. She's one of the hardest workers. She's going to do great things there. It's just hard to know exactly what the system and what tendencies and personnel are.
And as an aside, former Lady Raider great Erin Grant is a first-year assistant coach on New Mexico. She'll be back in United Spirit Arena this year. Now, let's talk about what this season holds for the Lady Raiders. Honestly, I think anything less than a Sweet 16 appearance for them would be, they'd be a little disappointed with. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fair. The team, and I talked to Monique Smalls, and one of the first things she said to me when I interviewed her this year was that, this team expects to make a Final Four. I don't know if they quite have what it takes to get to that level yet this season, but I agree with you. I think a Sweet 16 is a reasonable expectation that they should be able to achieve. They just have so much experience, and obviously a very strong inside post player in Mallard, which is such a key in the Big 12 with all the great post players in this conference. So I would agree. I think a Sweet 16 appearance is what the Lady Raiders have as a target.
All right, that'll do it for us. With Nick Kosmider, I'm David Just. We'll be covering the team all year long. You can follow us on Twitter. He's AJ_Nick Kosmider. I'm AJ_David. We'll see you next time.